Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews Saturday Morning TVLog. My name is Joel, better known to you as the Big D. So this time around, I bring to you guys the second half of my favorite 80s Saturday morning tunes. Now, these are going to be tunes I had watched as a kid or grew up watching in reruns from my teens to, well, to the present times, adulthood. Anyway, now if you haven't seen this, the first half, stop the video and go to my channel and watch the first half, because this is going to be 25 to number 1. Now, of course, this will only be Saturday morning tunes only. Now, some shows that did air Saturday mornings before going to 5 days a week will be shown on here. There's 3 of them, they will be mentioned, but they won't be 5 days a week. That's from which they start. So, no G.I. Joe, no He-Man, no She-Ra, no Brave Star, no Mask, no Inspector Gadget, no DuckTales. Enough said. So, I do hope y'all are ready for the second half of my Saturday morning TV log. We're now on number 25, and that show is Space Stars from 1981. Now, although the show was originally to premiere in 1980, which, of course, but due to a writer's strike, they postponed it until the following year. So, but the show was still produced in 1980. It premiered on NBC. I do have it on DVD. And of course, it's a compilation of new adventures with Space Ghost and Hercules, of course, both from the 60s, along with some new characters, including Astro and the Space Mutts. Yes, Astro from the Jetsons. And Space Ace, not to be confused with the video game character. And the Team Force, which are Kid Comet, Moleculad, and Elektra. I'll talk about this show sometime, but this is a very underrated show. Now, most of the series was seen on Cartoon Network and Boomerang, but we never saw the Team Force or the finales, though, when Cartoon Network and Boomerang aired those segments. USA did air some of those, too, with Space Stars intro and a different intro. But anyway, but soon in about, well, I think somewhere in the mid-2010s, the show got released, restored, and it also had segments like a mystery and what have you, and a kind of a puzzle thing, just like the all-new Super Friends Hour did in 1977. I think you should check the show out. It's not too bad. It may not have any of the actual original Space Ghost villains. It would have been cool, but, well, it's okay. I do like it for certain reasons, and need to rewatch it, though. So, Space Stars is number 25, and number 24 is Galtar and the Golden Lance. Now, this aired on the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera, but unfortunately I didn't get to see its early run, because I don't think we had an affiliate that carried the block, but I got to hear of the show. I didn't know USA Air did, but I didn't get a chance to see it. I did see Paw Paws, though, which you may have recalled seeing on the last one. But anyway, this is sort of an underrated show, but I think it's a pretty cool show. After He-Man was a success, Hanna-Barbera decided to tackle this and bring in this character who wields a big golden lance, real cool. I liked Galtar, I liked Princess Gallia and Zorn, and all the other good guys. We had, let's see, Tormak, who was the bad guy, the main bad guy anyway. I think Galtar's worth looking into. You can find it on DVD. I haven't watched it in some time, but I have been thinking about getting that, but we'll see. I think it's pretty fun. It's a pretty underrated fantasy adventure show. It's pretty cool. So Galtar is number 24, and number 23 is Captain N the Game Master from 1989. produced by Deke along with Nintendo. Now, this, of course, was Nintendo's second series to come out. Of course, the other being the syndicated 5 days a week running Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Now, this story focuses on a character that first appeared in Nintendo Power. Was created by Randy Studdard, a Nintendo staff member and magazine editor. Now, of course, let's see. But anyway, our main character is this young American dude named Kevin. He's playing Nintendo, his dog Duke's watching. Well, we soon learn that the world of Video Land is under attack and what have you. So, and Royal Palace is under siege by the sinister Mother Brain, from Metroid. Well, Princess Lana, the ruler of Violand, along with a crazy Simon Belmont of Castlevania, a different colored-looking man and Kid Icarus, activate the ultimate warp zone and zaps Kevin, and his dog Duke follows, and soon with a controller on his belt and an actual Nintendo zapper, they take on Mother Brain along with King Hippo and Eggplant Wizard, plus Dr. Wily will appear in sometimes. And soon we have some fun excitement. I haven't watched this in some time. Now, in the second season, the character of Game Boy would be introduced, which that was kind of strange, but it's pretty fun though. Haven't watched Captain N in years, but it's a pretty good show. I like it. It's number 23, and number 22 is Garfield and Friends from 1988. Now, this came on CBS after having success with some specials. Now, we have Lorenzo Music back voicing the title character. We have some real funny misadventures with him and Odie, and of course their owner John Arbuckle. And of course, there's also Jim Davis's other creation, U.S. Acres, originally known as Orson's Farm, where we have Orson, Roy, Booker, Shelton or something. Let's see, Bo and Lalen, Wade. Yeah. This show's not too bad. It does have some funny mischief and what have you. There's music and what have you. There's quickie segments with Garfield and the U.S. Acres gang. It's pretty good in some ways. I mean, now it still gets currently aired to this day. You can also find it on YouTube. It currently is showing on the Star's Encore Family channel. So if you missed the show, check it out. Garfield and Friends is pretty funny. We enjoy the fun with everyone's favorite lasagna-loving fat cat. It's pretty funny and all. I'm sure a lot of you will remember this because this ran to the mid-90s, so enough said about it. Garfield and Friends is number 22, and number 21 is Black Star from 1981. Now, this is a pretty underrated cartoon from Filmation, and this premiered on CBS. It was one of the last few shows from the studio to come to the I Network. Anyway, after Ruby Spears had success with Dunnar the Barbarian, which we'll see where that winds up later on, Filmation decided to tackle something like this before He-Man even came along. Now, of course, this focuses on astronaut John Blackstar. When he's on a mission, he's swept through a black hole and ends up in a mysterious ancient alien universe trapped on a planet called Sagar. There he's befriended by these little pink critters known as the Trobbits, and joins them in their fight for freedom against the Overlord, a dark, cruel magician wielding a mighty weapon called the Power Star. But it soon gets split into two swords, the Power Sword, which Overlord possesses, and the Star Sword, which Black Star possesses. So Black Star, along with his allies, the Trobbits, his dragon Warlock, and Mara the Sorceress, and Clone, this big gray-like shape-shifting alien, will set out to save save the planet of Sagar. Yeah, this show only ran 13 seasons. I have that show on DVD. You can find this show on YouTube. So if you want to see something, well, as a precursor to He-Man, check it out. I think you'll like Black Star. It's pretty good. It's number 21, and number 20 is Yogi's Treasure Hunt from 1985. Now, this was another series to premiere on the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera. Its theme song also shares the same music and what have you with the show. The block. Well, you know what I mean. Anyway, after about a 6 or 7 year absence since 1978's Yogi Space Race, everyone's favorite picnic basket stealing bear from Jellystone was back, along with all sorts of friends, including Boo Boo and Ranger Smith, Quick Draw McGraw, Snooper and Blabber, Snagglepuss, Huckleberry Hound, Top Cat, and of course Augie Doggy and his dear old Doggy Day go out and find all sorts of treasure and what have you. Always try and stay one step ahead of that sinister Dick Dastardly and his snickering hound Muttley, who are back after we hadn't seen them since their show in 1969. I think this is a pretty good show. Well, what can I say? As the theme song goes, it's fantastic. Yeah, I think this is probably my favorite of the Yogi Bear spin-off series. Well, I do like Yogi's Gang, but this one's even more fun. So Yogi's Treasure Hunt, it ran for 3 seasons. I've probably seen all of them, but it's been a long time. So Yogi's Treasure Hunt's number 20, and number 19 is the Flintstone comedy show from 1980. And this came on NBC, after the Flintstones had actually come out 20 years ago, after they recently had a bit of success with the previous year's The New Fred and Barney show. Anyway, we get more fun with Fred, Barney, Wilma, and Betty in fun family adventures and what have you. Fred and Barney are policemen and bedrock cops, along with the shape-shifting character from Al Cap, the Shmoo, who the previous year also had his show, The New Shmoo. Also, there's the Frank and Sons. Frank and his wife Hilda, their daughter Atrocia, and son Freaky, who is voiced by Paul Pee-wee Herman Rubens. And of course, their monstrous creature, Rockjaw. We also have Dino and the Cave Mouse, which that was like a Tom and Jerry type segment. And then, of course, there's Captain Caveman, which we would see him in Adventures pre-Teen Angels era, where this is kind of more like like Superman and Batman, because like Superman, he's really Chester the copy boy who works for the Daily Grant, where Wilma and Betty works at. Now, but as for Batman, though, he has a secret cave, just like Batman does. But anyway, whenever he knows there's trouble, he gets this here coat hanger thing, and soon gets into his sort of costume and what have you. Not actual costume, just a little cape and what have you. I do love the narration, what have you. Yeah, it's really funny. There's also music, there's Dance of the Week, there's guess that scrambled mixed up face where you can guess a star from an NBC show or a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, or there's even where you can make words and what have you with Pebbles, which she and Bam Bam and Dino have a segment a la Scooby-Doo. Yeah, I think this show's pretty good. I really would love for it to come to DVD. Now, I did see in a 30-minute series, not the first version, the Flintstone Funnies, which that started in 82, but a later one called Flintstone Frolics, but I think that was for international showings. I may be wrong, though. But the Flintstone comedy show, I think, is pretty good in some ways. So, anyway, it's number 19, and number 18 is I'm probably going to get controversy for having this solo. Alvin and the Chipmunks from 1983. This premiered on NBC, and of course, this was animated by Ruby Spears originally, and then D. Claire took over. Well, the Ruby Spears run was real good. I'll always remember that. And of course, the Deke version was okay and all. We got to see Alvin, Simon, Theodore, and Dave. Yeah, Dave Seville took care of the Chipmunks. But what made this really cool was we were introduced to the Chipettes, Brittany, Eleanor, and Jeanette. Yeah, this is what made it pretty good. We also had some Chipmunk tunes added in, even music videos and what have you, doing stuff you could find on their albums and what have you. But I really thought this was pretty cute and all. I think it's real good and what have you. It's really good. You can't go wrong with the 80's Alvin and the Chipmunks. It's a great show, and I haven't watched it in a long time, but, well, it's always a fun show. So Alvin and the Chipmunks is 18, and number 17 is Shirttails from 1982. Now, I loved this show a lot. It originally came on NBC, but I don't think I caught it. I did catch it when CBS aired it in 1984. I did catch it on USA, as well as Cartoon Network and Boomerang, but I haven't watched it in a long time. Now, this, of course, is based on the characters from Hallmark. Now, I'll be doing a Saturday Morning TVLog of this next month. I forgot to bring up I'll be doing one of the biscuits as well, if you didn't see them in the last one. But anyway, the Shirttails are these little critters that actually wear shirts. We have Rick Raccoon, Pammy Panda, Tyke Tiger, Digger Mole, and Bogey Orangutan. Well, the original run. Now, what you saw in the picture was their new member, Kip Kangaroo, who was voiced by Nancy Cartwright. Yes, still a long ways before voicing a certain Bart Simpson. Yes. She voiced another character in another show. You'll see what that is later on. We'll see. Well, I'll tell you later on. Now, of course, these critters live in a big oak tree in Oak Tree Park. Though they have to do stuff for the guy who runs the park, Mr. Dinkle. But whenever they hear an alert sound, they give word from their boss. Well, not sort of a factual boss, but the commissioner, and soon it's Shirttails time. We get to see all sorts of words appear on their shirts and what have you. You'll know when you see them. I actually loved this show. I used to have a Digger plush toy. I did learn Hallmark actually brought those characters back. If you haven't seen any Shirttails characters around your Hallmark store, check them out. Excuse me. But it's really good. I do know it's on DVD, but I don't have it. But it's always a chance I might get it. But Shirttails, I'm gonna say it's awesome. So anyway, Shirttails, that's number 17, and number 16 is probably one of the most extremely underrated tunes of the 80's, Goldie Gold and Achin Jack from 1981. Now, I didn't remember watching this as a kid, but it seems, well, I did see it. It seems USA did re-air this. That was the show that was originally on ABC, produced by Ruby Spears, where it was shown with Dundar the Barbarian, which we'll see where that show winds up. But anyway, this show was kind of to follow up with Richie Rich in a way, which will also be seen later on. Now, of course, this is about Goldie Gold, the world's most richest girl, and her partner, Achin Jack Travis, a daredevil reporter for her newspaper, the Gold Street Journal. And together, by air, by sea, and by the sea of their pants, they travel the world in search of adventure. And of course, along for the ride is Goldie's dog, Nugget. Yeah, I think this is sort of underrated. This has been released on DVD, but unfortunately one episode just on the Saturday morning cartoons of the 1980s. You can find that. You can also find it in a big pack. I found it at Walmart. I didn't get it though, but maybe I will if I go back, if I can. But anyway, I have seen all the episodes. I think this needs a full DVD complete series release. I loved Goldie Gold and Achin Jack. It's probably one of my main favorite Ruby Spears cartoons. So anyway, that's number 16. And number 15 is Pac-Man from 1982. Now, this was produced by Hanna-Barbera, the first ever video game character to have a Saturday morning show. Now, of course, this would lead up to other programs like Saturday Supercade and Dragon's Lair, and later Super Mario Bros. Super Show and Captain the Game Master. Anyway, I love the Pac-Man cartoon. I gotta say, it was good. It aired on ABC. I think I recall catching on there, but I do recall watching on USA as well as Boomerang, since Cartoon Network didn't air it much. But anyway, when it came to Boomerang, it was back to good old Pac-Land. As of course, the theme to this is the actual Pac-Land music, actually, you hear in almost all stages. That was pretty cool. Anyway, Pac-Man was voiced by Marty Ingalls, who of course did voice acting work on other shows, including the Chattanooga Cats and the Great Grape Ape, voices the title character. He, along with Miss Pac-Man, also known as Pepper, and Baby Pac-Man to y'all, take on the sinister ghost monsters, Clyde, the Pinky, Inky, Blinky, and Sue, who work for an egghead Darth Vader-like character called Mesmeron, who's always wanting them to find the power pellet force, which Pac-Man works at. But they fail every time. But they do more than just take on the ghosts. There's other cool things. In the second season, we get introduced to Super Pac-Man, of course, who is voiced by Lorenzo Music before he did Garfield, and then Pac Jr., or PJ, Pac-Man's cousin. Now, both seasons are on DVD. Check them out if you have it, if you're a Pac-Man fanatic, or if you've never seen this show. And I really think this is one of the greats. It also had the probably slightly dissed and underrated special, Christmas Comes to Pac-Land. I feel like I'm one of those few people who have some respect for that special. But I love Pac-Man. It has all sorts of funny moments and what have you. Especially when the ghost monsters make all sorts of rhymes and what have you when they're ready to take on Pac-Man. Very funny. You gotta check it out. Pac-Man, I do love it. It's number 15, and number 14 is The Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show from 1983. Now, this came on CBS, who originally aired the Peanut specials since 1965 when they started with a Charlie Brown Christmas. Well, soon the Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show put the Peanuts gang onto the Saturday morning scene. Yeah, it's not too bad. I did catch Disney Channel reruns, even though they aired in the last bit of the first season theme for other Peanuts things, but soon it got aired on Nickelodeon a few times, but then just never got to see it again. But I got to see more of it when YouTube had it on. There are some cartoon sites that have it. The series is on DVD. Check it out if you're a Peanuts fan. I think it's pretty funny and all. I mean, it's got the same antics like the specials do. All sorts of stuff. We got Charlie Brown, we got Snoopy, Woodstock, Linus and Lucy, Peppermint Patty and Marcy, Schroeder, Sally, Rerun, all the Peanuts gangs in it. Definitely look into the Charlie Brown and Snoopy show. I really do like it now. So, that's number 14, and number 13 is I know I'm probably going to get some hate for having this so low. Jim Henson's Muppet Babies, the original series from 1984. This came on CBS after these little critters were introduced in The Muppets Take Manhattan in the summer of that year. It's not too bad. I mean, we get to see the baby versions of Kermit, Piggy, Gonzo, Fozzie, Animal, Rolf, Scooter, and of course we get introduced to the new one, Skeeter. I've only seen maybe an episode or two of the new Disney series, and it's good and all. It kind of tones it down from, well, what you saw in the original series. And I do like we hearing Barbara Billingsley of Leave It to Beaver fame as the voice of Nanny, who of course we only see her legs and what have you. Yeah, I think it's funny. It has all sorts of funny moments and what have you, being in seeing movie scenes and all that jazz, the music. Enough said. Muppet Babies is still cute in ways, so that's number 13. So please don't hate me for having this so low. Okay, back to the bell covers it. Let's keep going. Number 12 is another show I was going to have this high on here. Disney's Adventures of the Gummy Bears from 1985. Now, this was Disney's other show that premiered on Saturday mornings. Of course, the Wuzzles premiered the same year. This came on NBC, and this did a little better than Wuzzles. Now, of course, we go to Gummy Glen to visit these here, well, colorful bears who created the mysterious gummy berry juice, which can make them bounce real high. I like all the characters. I like Gruffy, Grammy, Zummy, Tummy, Sunny, and Cubby. Oh yeah, and Gusto, who was introduced later on. And of course, I liked the human characters, Kevin and Calla and King Gregor and let's see now. Oh yeah, Sir Tuxford. Yeah, and of course we did have and of course there was also, let me hang on just a second. Yeah, Duke Egthorn, our villain. Yeah, who is definitely just as big a nemesis to the Gummy Bears as Gargamel is to the Smurfs, which we'll see where the Smurfs wind up later on. And he's got all these here ogres with him, Toadwart, and let's see, Zook and Gad. Yeah, they're all good. I used to have some mini figures that I got from Kellogg's long ago. I had to send in the box, the proof of purchase and what have you. And I got those four, which were Gruffy, Tummy, Sunny, and Cubby. Yeah, really good show. Disney's Adventures of Gummy Bears. I do know you can find that on Disney Plus. If you've never seen it, I would recommend you check it out. I think you're going to really love this show. It's very good. So, Adventures of the Gummy Bears is 12, and number 11 is A Pup Named ScoobyDoo from 1988. Now, this is Scooby's only entry on there. I didn't want to include any of the layer Scrappy-Doo series, like more the layers new Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show, new Scooby-Doo mysteries, and the 13 Goes to Scooby-Doo, okay? Or else I would have probably gotten more controversy. I know a lot of people don't like Scrappy, and I can understand that. But this is a pup named Scooby-Doo we're talking about. Now, of course, after Muppet Babies and the Flintstone kids were so successful, Hanna-Barbera decided to tackle this here mystery-solving canine and those meddling kids living in Coolsville, solving mysteries as they are the Scooby-Doo Detective Agency. I will tell you, the characters are just more different than their actual old-school counterparts. Most notably, Frey's one of them, because he's always kind of nuts at times, because he thinks aliens are taking over after reading the National Exaggerator. Daphne, she's good and all, but she can be snobby at times. Velma, on the other hand, is very more of a nicer one and what have you, but of course we hear Jinkies a lot. Yeah, real good. And of course Shaggy and Scooby, who were once again voiced by Casey Kasem and Don Masick, which unfortunately this was Masick's last performance as Scooby-Doo, I believe. Yeah, I think it was, but I may be wrong though. But anyway, the show had some craziness and what have you, and some music and stuff, just like the second season of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? But anyway, I liked some of the episodes where they took on maybe the headless skateboarder, the cheese monster, let's see, the samurai ghost, the Iceman, ice monster, not Iceman, sorry, my mistake. Oh yeah, and the monster computer. Yeah. Anyway, I do love it. I did watch some episodes last year to celebrate Scooby-Doo's 50th anniversary. So, Pup Named ScoobyDoo is worth looking into if you've not seen it, but I'm sure a lot of y'all have. So, anyway, it is on DVD too. So, I do enjoy this. It's actually in my book my second favorite Scooby-Doo show behind Scooby-Doo Where Are You? So, Pup Named Scooby-Doo's number 11. Now for the top 10. Number 10 is Dungeons and Dragons from 1983, produced by Marvel Productions. It originally came on CBS and was a pretty big hit, loosely based on the popular role-playing game series. Now, a group of young people get on, well, a carnival ride known as the Dungeons and Dragons ride. They're really enjoying it, well, some are, but suddenly they get zapped into a kind of like a vortex thing and end up in a mysterious medieval world. They run to where they get new clothes and what have you, and meet up with their little unicorn named Uni. And anyway, but soon they are attacked by this here three-headed dragon known as Tiamat. But soon they get their weapons courtesy of Dungeon Master. Of course, our characters include Hank the Ranger, voiced by Willie Ames, who of course was best known for playing on Is Enough and Charles in Charge. Next would be Eric the Cavalier, who's really kind of a spoiled one, and he's voiced by Donnie Most, Ralph of Happy Days fame. And then we have Diana the Acrobat, Presto the Magician, although Albert's his real name, and he's voiced by Adam Rich, also from Is Enough. And we have Sheila the Thief, and her kid brother Bobby, who is the Barbarian. And soon they run into something even more mysterious. Arrival to Tiamat, Venger, the force of evil, who is voiced by Peter Cullen. He actually lent his voice to Saturday Super Kid the same year this did, and of course he'd later go on to voice Optimus Prime for the Transformers. So, they try and do their best to try and get back home while facing Venger and Tiamat and lots of other baddies. I think this is a pretty good show. Look into it if you've never seen it. So anyway, Dungeons and Dragons, that's number 10, and number 9 is The Real Ghostbusters from 1986. It originally premiered on ABC for its first season, and they kept going on as the following year it would be shown on both ABC and 5 days a week syndication, because it produced a few more episodes. Now, of course, this is based on the Columbia Pictures Ghostbusters movie. Now, though Filmation wanted to get this, but they decided to even the score and do an anime version of their own Ghostbusters they did in 1975. But anyway, The Real Ghostbusters isn't too bad of a show. I mean, we had Peter, Ray, Egon, and Winston battling all sorts of ghosts. We have Janine, and of course Slimer, who would become a mainstay of the series. And now in 1989, the series got its name changed to Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters. No, I think it was 88. I may be wrong, though. Give me a second, folks. Let me see now. Just a sec. Okay, it was 1988, not 89. My mistake, folks. It's been a long time since I saw the Slimer shorts, and those have never been released on DVD, just the Real Ghostbusters shorts. But I do enjoy the Real Ghostbusters like I do with the Filmation series. I mean, after all, it's because Real Ghostbusters is more darker and what have you in ways, because it was produced by Deke along with Columbia. So, what can I say? I think this is an even more cooler show, but I like both this and the Filmation series for different reasons. So, The Real Ghostbusters is number 9 on this list, and number 8 is Spiderman and His Amazing Friends from 1981. Now, I grew up watching this as a kid, and I did get aired on NBC, ran for 3 seasons, but continued to be rerun until 1986. Yeah, I'm going to say Spider-Man swung his way back under the tube after he was recently seen maybe 2 or 3 times in the underrated short-lived Spider-Woman from 1979. Anyway, you can find this on Disney Plus if you've never seen it. I would highly recommend it. Of course, we have Spider-Man along with Iceman and Firestar. Now, I like the voice acting we get. We have Dan Gilvezan, who would later go on to voice Bumblebee in the original Transformers as the title character. Voice got Frank Welker, voiced Bobby Drake, alias Iceman, which that was really cool. Wanted to point out he voiced Ray in the Real Ghostbusters. Anyway. And then we have Angelica Jones, alias Firestar, who is voiced by Kathy Garver, best known for playing Sissy on the 60s sitcom Family Affair. Now, they were originally going to have Human Torch, but due to some issues, they couldn't do it. Which is why he was absent from the 1978 new Fantastic Four cartoon series. But even so, this show is a big redemption over that and Spider-Woman, sort of, because this had more Marvel heroes appearing, some appearing for the first time since the Marvel Superheroes show from 1966, like Captain America and Thor, and the X-Men as well. You get to see Doctor Doom and, well, lots of others characters from Marvel. We do get to see some Spider-Man villains, of course. I absolutely think this is good. I haven't watched it in some time. I've seen every episode, and they do have some pretty good stories. Again, it's on Disney Plus. Check it out if you haven't seen it. So, I like it. Spider-Man His Amazing Friends. That's number 8. And number 7 is Thundar the Barbarian from 1980. Now, the show originally premiered on ABC in 1980, but I was too young because I was a baby. I did catch it in reruns on NBC in 1983, and then again on USA and Cartoon Network and Boomerang. I think Thundar the Barbarian is a great show. It's from Ruby Spears, probably be their next big hit, even though their first 2 series, Fang Face and Plastic Man, were pretty decent successes, but this was bigger. Of course, the story starts out in the year 1994. A runaway planet from outer space comes hurling between the Earth and the Moon and unleashes cosmic destruction, and man's civilization is cast in ruin. But 2,000 years later, Earth is reborn, and a strange new world rises from the old with savagery, super science, and sorcery. But of course, Thundar bursts his bonds to fight for justice. Along with the ferocious Ukla the Mock and the beautiful Princess Ariel, this hero pits his strength and courage and his fabulous sun sword against the forces of evil. Robert Ridgely, who voiced Tarzan, Lord of the Jungle, and Flash Gordon for Filmation, did a good job in voicing the title character. Next we have Nellie Bellflower as Princess Ariel, and the vocal effects of Ukla the Mock was done by Harry Corden, who of course was the voiceover of Fred Flintstone at the time. Anyway, Thundar is on DVD, so if you've not seen this is much more precursor to anything like Black Star or He-Man or Galtar. I would definitely recommend you watch this if you haven't seen this. I do love this show. Thundar is number 7, and number 6 is The Smurfs from 1981. Yeah, which proved to be the most successful Saturday morning series yet. Run for 9 big seasons on the NBC, being their most successful. Apparently, the head of NBC programming, Fred Silverman, decided to get that on there, which unfortunately this was just almost before he left the network, after it was having trouble with its ratings and what have you. But since his daughter had a Smurf doll, that's when he decided to get it on with and give this series a try. With Hanna-Barbera and Step International producing this, I think this was a pretty good show. I didn't quite care for much at first, but soon I caught on to it a little more, watching in reruns under its syndicated title, Smurfs Adventures, which came on in syndication in USA and then Cartoon Network and Boomerang, where it still airs to this day. But anyway, I like all of them. Papa Smurf, Smurfette, Brainy, Clumsy, Hefty, Greedy, all those others. Gargamel is a good villain, and his cat Azrael. Let's see, Johann Peewit, and let's see, Big Mouth. Yeah, I will be doing a Saturday morning TV log of the Smurfs next weekend. Look for it. And I'll also be reviewing the Smurfs theatrical movies as well, just the 2 live-action ones. But that'll be safe for another. But I'll explain more on when I do my April schedule. Okay. So the Smurfs, it's good and all. It's number 6, and number 5 is Jem. Now, of course, this originally started out on Saturday mornings at first before going to 5 days a week, like the Transformers did. Jem premiered in syndication in 1985 and soon became a success. Produced by the same studios that did the Transformers and G.I. Joe series, Sunbow Productions and Marvel Productions. I have the whole series on DVD. I love it. Of course, it's better known as Jem and the Holograms, but I absolutely loved this show alongside She-Ra, Rainbow Bright. Jem was one of my favorite chick-tunes when I was a little boy, but I'm glad I got to watch it. I am going to hopefully rewatch the series and possibly turn it into a Saturday morning TV log someday. I'm going to try anyway. But I love the music, the characters, and of course those blasted misfits and what have you. Yeah, and Synergy. Yeah, Jem and the Holograms is absolutely a great show. I do love it. It's really good. So that's number 5. And number 4 is Mr. T from 1983. I loved this show as a kid. Now, after appearing as brutal Clubber Lang in Rocky 3 and then following up by playing B.A. Baracus on the A-Team earlier that year, NBC gave Mr. T his own show on Saturday mornings, produced by Ruby Spears. I absolutely do love the show. I love how we get to see Mr. T in animated form and in live-action form before and after the cartoon, where he gives us a moral, teaches kids a lot of good lessons and what have you. And I always love it when he says this, "Take it from me, Mr. T." Yep. We get to see all sorts of fun stuff. He runs a gym. He's got all these young people. Robin and her kid brother Spike, who wears kind of a kid's version of the Mr. T outfit. Let's see, Jeff, Woody, Kim, all sorts of other characters. And we also have Dozer, Mr. T's dog, sports mohawk like he does. I'm going to say this show is really cool. I have seen this as a kid. I've seen it on USA. I've seen it on Boomerang since Cartoon Network didn't air it much. And let's see, it did get shown on Cartoon Network by Adult Swim. So, and I wish they would release the rest of the series on DVD. Only the first season is available. So, I think you need to watch Mr. T. I think you'll really like it. It's really good. I'll do a Saturday morning TV log of that sometime. So anyway, Mr. T, it's great. Oh yeah, it has good music from Haim Saban and Shuki Levy, who also did the music for He-Man, She-Ra, and Inspector Gadget, and many others. So Mr. T's number 4, and number 3 is The Transformers. Now, this, of course, originally started out on Saturday mornings before it went to 5 days a week syndication. It actually ended up in syndication. I used to watch this on WGN. And this, of course, was produced by Sunbow and Marvel. After they had recently done G.I. Joe in the first of its mini-series, and its second mini-series came out the same year, but it didn't get its series until 1985, but the Transformers got theirs in 1984. Starting out with a 3-part mini-series, More Than Meets the Eye, and then getting a few more episodes for a whole first season Saturday mornings. So anyway, yeah. I really do love the original Transformers. Of course, I have the series on DVD from Shout Factory. It's really good. I gotta rewatch more of those. I've only relived the miniseries, but this show is absolutely good. And if you've not seen it, shame. You don't know what you're missing. If you never saw it, you might have probably watched some of the other Transformers series, but not this one. Well, anyway, I'd say I love it. Watching Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, and let's see, Jazz, let's see, Hound, Cliffjumper, and all the others taking on Megatron, Soundwave, Starscream, and the rest of the Decepticons taking on the Autobots. Yeah, really good. I really love the original Transformers. It's one of my childhood favorites. It went from Saturday mornings to 5 days a week. But I counted this as Saturday morning because it started there first. So anyway, the Transformers is number 3. Now for the next to last show. Number 2 is... This was kind of a tough decision, so please don't hate me for having these guys. Number 2, it's the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1987. Now, of course, this show did get started Saturday mornings for its first and second seasons before going 5 days a week for its third and fourth season in syndication, even though it went to CBS in 1990 as well for additional episodes in Saturday mornings on CBS. Sorry for sounding like a broken record there. But I grew up with the Ninja Turtles. I love them. I've watched every episode. I forgot to rewatch the last 2 episodes of the final season. It'll happen. But anyway, the original Ninja Turtles, absolutely great. Loved all of them. Leo, Rav, Don, Mikey, Master Splinter, great. Shredder, great villain. Roxy and Bebop, Krang, April, and let's see, Irma, Burn Thompson, Vernon. Oh, the list goes on. You can't go wrong with the original Ninja Turtles. I always love them when they have pizza, even though they're weird flavors and what have you, but... well, let me put it this way. It's really fun. I just get lots of laughs nowadays. And, well, even though they went pretty dark for the final 3 seasons on CBS, but they were still good in ways. So anyway, yeah, enough said about the Ninja Turtles. It's just one of my favorites. So TMNT's number 2. Now before I do number 1, I'll give out a few more honorable mentions since I've already mentioned a few in the last video and this one. Here's some other honorable mentions. Let's see. The Adventures of Raggedy Ann and Andy, very underrated. Haven't seen that in years. Let's see. I'm trying to think of some more. The new Johnny Quest that aired on the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera, pretty good. Paddington Bear that aired on the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera series, a little bit underrated. And here's some others I did mention already in other vids: the Munchies, the Snorks. See, the Care Bears and the Care Bears family. Please don't hate me for not having them on there. I do apologize. And there's many others. I can't mention them all, but there's several others. But anyway, here we go with my number 1 tune, and it's one that I've watched more than any other in my childhood to my adulthood. My number 1 favorite Saturday morning cartoon of the 1980s is... Richie Rich from 1980. Yes, I'd watched this more than any other Saturday morning tune growing up. Though I didn't catch this on its original run on ABC, where it originally aired with Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo first, and then aired with Pac-Man, the Little Rascals for the third season, and then the final season was with Little Rascals and Munchies. CBS re-aired the show in 1986, and then I caught on the Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera a couple of years, and then on Cartoon Network and Boomerang. I watched it every time it came on those two networks. But anyway, I loved the Richie Rich cartoon. Now, Richie Rich was, of course, a little more taller than he was in the comic books from Harvey Comics. But anyway, voiced by Sparky Marcus, who did an absolute good job. Other kids are a little grown up too, like Richie's redhead gal pal Gloria, voiced by Nancy Cartwright. Yes, again, long before voicing Bart Simpson. Let's see, and Reggie Van Doe, Richie's mean cousin, and Richie's other redhead buddy, Freckles appears. His other friend Pee-wee appears, but not too much though. Maybe in one of the gym segments. But the rest of the characters actually look pretty loyal to their actual counterparts in the comics, like Mr. and Mrs. Ridge, Irona, Cadbury, and Professor Keenbean. Yeah, in a way, he looks close to the comic counterpart. Chef Pierre, and we don't see her too much, but maybe a couple times. Nurse Ginny. But anyway, I love Richie Rich. It's been one of my favorites. Oh yeah, and we did also have another rich rival of Richie's, Made of Money. She appeared a couple times. But anyway, I really loved watching the Richie Rich cartoon from Hanna-Barbera. I was so impressed with. I just love it. Oh yeah, I almost forgot one thing that made it fun. Dollar, Richie's dog. He's always wishing that he was acting more like human, why have you, because he's always having those little cloud-like things. You see a picture of him doing stuff like a human does, and he does it, and oh boy. Yeah, I think it's pretty funny and all. So, Richie Rich is my #1 favorite Saturday morning cartoon in the 80s. So, what did you think? Do you like any of these cartoons? What's your favorite Saturday morning cartoon of the 1980s? You can I love to hear what you think. You can maybe make a top 10. You don't have to make it as big as I did. But please feel free to do so. You can leave it to me in the comments section or do your own vid. Like and subscribe to my channel as well. And be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me again next Saturday when I do a Saturday morning TV log of the Smurfs. So thanks for watching. Now, if you like what you saw, check out my last two Saturday morning TV logs, starting in the upper left-hand corner with my Saturday morning TV log of Hey Vern, It's Ernest from 1988. In the upper right-hand corner is my Saturday morning TV log from a week ago on the 60s cartoon Cool McCool. And as a bonus in the bottom, and if you went through this without seeing the rest, here's the bottom left-hand corner for the first half of my ranking of Saturday morning cartoons of the 80s, in case you just wanted to go through with this and not hear the rest, even though I warned you. In the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe to my channel and experience more with moi, the Big D. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.